Welcome to Audiobook Booster. This audiobook discusses the 5 types of wealth by Sahil Bloom. What does it mean to be wealthy? Most people think it's just about money in the bank. But what if I told you that being truly rich goes far beyond your bank account? I've spent years studying what makes people successful, not just financially comfortable, but genuinely fulfilled. And I've discovered something that changed everything for me. Money is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Let's talk about what real wealth looks like. Not the kind that shows up on a balance sheet, but the kind that makes you wake up excited about your day. The kind that lets you sleep well at night. The kind that makes you feel like you're actually living, not just existing. There are 5 different types of wealth that work together to create a truly rich life. Miss even one, and the whole thing feels off balance. Get all 5 working together. That's when life gets really good. So let's break them down, one by one. 1. Time wealth. Think about yesterday. Where did your hours go? Were they spent doing things that mattered to you? Or did they slip away on stuff you can't even remember now? Time wealth is about freedom. Freedom to decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Once time is gone, it's gone for good. No refunds, no exchanges. Most people get this backward. They trade their time for money. They never have enough time to enjoy what that money can buy. They put off living until someday when they've saved enough. But here's the truth. Controlling your schedule is the foundation of everything else. Without time wealth, you can't build the other types of wealth in a way that actually makes you happy. Want to know a secret? The wealthiest people I know aren't necessarily the ones with the biggest bank accounts. They're the ones who wake up and think, I get to spend today exactly how I want to. That might mean turning down a high-paying job that would eat up all your waking hours. It might mean creating systems that free you from constant decision-making. It might mean learning to say no more often than you say yes. I know a woman who left a 6-figure corporate job to start a small business. Her income dropped by half at first, but she gained control of her calendar. She could pick her kids up from school. She could exercise in the middle of the day when her energy was highest. She could take Fridays off when she needed to recharge. Her friends thought she was crazy. 5 years later, her business makes more than her old salary ever did. But even if it didn't, she says she'd never go back. The freedom to shape her days according to her own priorities has become too valuable to give up. What about you? How much of your day is spent on autopilot versus intentional choices? How much of your week is dictated by other people's priorities rather than your own? Time wealth isn't about working less, though that might be part of it for some people. It's about working on the right things, at the right times, for the right reasons. It's about eliminating the unnecessary, so you have space for what truly matters. This might look like batch processing similar tasks to avoid constant context switching. It might look like creating clear boundaries around when you're available and when you're not. It might look like setting up automatic systems for recurring decisions so you don't waste mental energy on them repeatedly. Building time wealth requires getting comfortable with disappointing some people. Every yes to one thing is a no to something else. The question is, are you saying yes to what truly matters to you? Time poverty, on the other hand, feels like constantly running behind, like you're always playing catch-up, like life is happening to you rather than being shaped by you. If that sounds familiar, start small. Pick 1 hour this week that you'll reclaim for something that matters to you. Just 1 hour. See how it feels, then gradually expand from there. Remember, you don't have to make dramatic changes all at once. Small shifts in how you use your time, consistently applied, can transform your life over months and years. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress toward a life where your time serves your priorities, not someone else's. Ask yourself, am I in control of my time, or is my time controlling me? 2. Social wealth. Who would you call at 2 a.m. if you had an emergency? Who celebrates your wins like they're their own? Who tells you the hard truth when you need to hear it? That's social wealth. It's the people in your corner, the relationships you build, the communities you belong to. I've watched people with massive financial resources fall apart when facing challenges alone. And I've seen others with modest means overcome incredible obstacles because they had a strong network supporting them. Your connections aren't just nice to have, they're essential. They open doors that would otherwise stay closed. They provide opportunities that money can't buy. They bring joy and meaning to everyday life. But here's the catch: social wealth isn't something you can fake. People know when you're connecting with them only because you want something. Real relationships take time and genuine interest. They require you to give value before you get it, to listen more than you speak, to show up consistently, not just when it's convenient. I know a guy who moved to a new city for work. Great job, great pay, but he was so busy proving himself at work that he never invested in building local relationships. 2 years in, he was making good money but eating dinner alone most nights, streaming shows on the weekend to pass time. When his company downsized and he lost his job, he had no local support system to help him through it, no one to grab coffee with, no one to connect him with new opportunities, no one to keep his spirits up during the search. He ended up moving back to his hometown, not because he couldn't find another job, but because he felt so isolated. The lesson: his financial wealth couldn't compensate for his social poverty. Social wealth works like a safety net and a ladder at the same time. The safety net catches you when you fall, people who can offer emotional support, practical help, or just a sympathetic ear when things get tough. The ladder helps you climb higher than you could on your own, people who can teach you, challenge you, connect you with opportunities, or collaborate with you on bigger projects than you could tackle alone. Think about your own social connections. Do you have both? A solid safety net and a strong ladder? Most people have one but not the other. Building social wealth means being intentional about the relationships you foster. Some connections drain you, they take more than they give. Others energize you, you both leave the interaction feeling better than when you started. Pay attention to which is which, and gradually shift your time toward the energizing connections. Quality relationships don't just happen. They're built through shared experiences, vulnerability, reliability, and mutual support. This means making time for people even when you're busy. It means remembering details about their lives and following up. It means offering help before they have to ask for it. If your social circle feels thin right now, don't worry. You can build it by following your interests. Join groups centered around activities you enjoy. Volunteer for causes you care about. Take classes to learn new skills alongside others. The best connections often start from shared passions or values, not networking events. Remember, social wealth isn't measured by how many contacts you have in your phone or connections on LinkedIn. It's measured by how many people would drop everything to help you if you really needed it, and how many you would do the same for. Build your social wealth by focusing on quality over quantity. 5 deep, meaningful connections will serve you better than 500 surface-level acquaintances. 3. Mental wealth. What's happening inside your head right now? Are your thoughts clear or clouded? Are you constantly learning and growing, or stuck in old patterns? Mental wealth includes everything from your knowledge and skills to your mindset and emotional intelligence. It's your ability to think critically, solve problems, and stay calm under pressure. The world changes quickly. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. People with mental wealth don't just survive these changes, they thrive through them. They adapt. They find opportunities where others see obstacles. Building mental wealth means reading widely, asking questions, challenging your assumptions. It means taking care of your brain through rest, nutrition, and managing stress. It also means developing what psychologists call a growth mindset, believing you can improve through effort and learning from setbacks rather than being defeated by them. I know a software developer who started his career coding in languages that are now obsolete. He could have clung to what he already knew, complaining about how the industry was changing too fast. Instead, he committed to learning one new skill every year. Sometimes it was a new programming language. Other times it was public speaking or project management or financial literacy. 20 years into his career, when many of his peers were struggling to stay relevant, he had built such strong mental wealth that he could pivot into almost any role he wanted. The specific languages he knew mattered less than his proven ability to master new systems quickly. What about you? When you encounter a problem, do you immediately look for someone to solve it for you? Or do you see it as a chance to build new skills? When you face criticism, do you get defensive? Or do you get curious about what you might learn? Mental wealth isn't just about accumulating facts or degrees. It's about developing mental models that help you make sense of complex situations. It's about emotional regulation, being able to stay level-headed when things get stressful. It's about cognitive flexibility, being able to look at problems from multiple angles. You can build mental wealth through formal education, sure, but you can also build it through conversations with diverse people, through trying new experiences that push you out of your comfort zone, through reading books that challenge your worldview, through writing down your thoughts to clarify them, through teaching others what you know, which forces you to understand it more deeply. Mental wealth requires removing frictions to thinking clearly. This might mean limiting your news and social media consumption if it leaves you anxious and scattered. It might mean establishing a regular sleep schedule so your brain can consolidate what you're learning. It might mean finding ways to capture ideas when they come to you so you don't lose them. One of the most powerful ways to build mental wealth is to surround yourself with people who think differently than you do. Not people who make you feel stupid or small, but people who respectfully challenge your assumptions and expose you to new perspectives. These people expand your thinking in ways that reading alone never could. Mental wealth compounds over time. Each new skill or concept you master makes the next one easier to grasp. Each mental challenge you overcome builds confidence for the next one. Each insight you gain connects to others, creating a web of understanding that's far greater than the sum of its parts. When was the last time you learned something completely new, something that stretched your brain in uncomfortable ways? That discomfort is the feeling of your mental wealth growing. For physical wealth, your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. When it breaks down, everything else becomes harder. Physical wealth isn't about looking perfect. It's about having the energy to do what matters to you. It's about feeling strong enough to face challenges. It's about being able to enjoy your life fully. I talked to so many successful people who neglected their health while building their careers. Now they've got money but can't enjoy it because they're dealing with preventable health issues. Sleep, movement, nutrition, these aren't luxuries. They're investments with massive returns. They affect your mood, your focus, your ability to make good decisions. I met a CEO once who told me he used to wear his sleep deprivation like a badge of honor, 4 hours a night, sometimes less. He'd brag about it to his team, creating a culture where exhaustion was equated with dedication. Then he had a health scare that forced him to reevaluate everything. He started tracking his sleep. When he consistently got 7 to 8 hours, he noticed he could solve problems in half the time. His creativity improved. His patience with his team increased. His decision-making got sharper. Now he tells everyone who will listen, sleep isn't a luxury, it's a competitive advantage. Physical wealth starts with the basics: quality sleep, regular movement throughout the day, whole foods that give you steady energy rather than spikes and crashes, staying hydrated, managing stress. None of this is complicated, but it's easy to let slide when life gets busy. That's why you need systems, not just willpower. Systems like preparing healthy meals in batches, like scheduling movement into your day, just like you would an important meeting, like setting an alarm to start winding down at night, not just to wake up in the morning. Your physical state affects everything else. When you're tired, tasks take longer and seem harder. When you're hungry, your patience runs thin. When you're in pain, it's hard to focus on anything else. Physical wealth gives you a stable foundation for building all the other types of wealth. How much thought do you give to maintaining your car compared to maintaining your body? Most people are more consistent with oil changes than with basic self-care, but your car can be replaced, your body cannot. Building physical wealth doesn't require becoming an athlete or following some extreme diet. So, consistent choices add up over time. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator, choosing water instead of soda, going for a short walk after meals, getting to bed 30 minutes earlier. These choices might seem insignificant in the moment. The benefits aren't always immediately visible, but they compound day after day, year after year. The person who makes slightly better health choices every day will be in a dramatically different place 5 years from now compared to someone who doesn't. Physical wealth also means listening to your body's signals rather than overriding them, recognizing when you need rest versus when you need movement, learning what foods make you feel energized versus sluggish, understanding your own unique needs, which might be different from someone else's. I know someone who spent years trying different exercise programs because she thought she should enjoy running or high-intensity workouts, but she always fell off track after a few weeks. Then she discovered hiking and kayaking. Suddenly, movement wasn't a chore, it was something she looked forward to. She's been consistently active for years now because she found forms of movement that genuinely bring her joy. Physical wealth is completely within your control. No one else can exercise for you or force you to sleep. You get to decide how you treat your body. 5. Financial wealth. Now we come to what most people think of when they hear the word wealth: money. Financial wealth gives you options. It provides security and reduces stress. It lets you help others and support causes you care about. Building financial wealth starts with spending less than you earn and investing the difference. It means understanding the difference between assets that grow in value and liabilities that drain your resources. But here's where people go wrong. They chase financial wealth at the expense of the other 4 types. They work 80-hour weeks, neglect their relationships, ignore their health, and never develop new skills. I know a couple who lived well below their means for years. They drove older cars. They lived in a modest house. They didn't take lavish vacations. Their friends often wondered why they weren't enjoying life more given their solid incomes. What their friends didn't see was the freedom they were quietly building. They invested consistently. They paid off debt. They built an emergency fund. 10 years later, when both of them wanted to switch careers to more meaningful work that initially paid less, they had the financial cushion to do it without stress. Their friends who had spent every dollar they earned were stuck in jobs they had grown to hate because they couldn't afford the temporary income drop of a career change. Financial wealth isn't about impressing others. It's about creating stability and options for yourself and the people you care about. It's about being able to sleep at night, knowing you can handle unexpected expenses. It's about gaining the freedom to make choices based on your values, rather than financial pressure. There are really just 3 key steps to building financial wealth, though each contains many smaller steps within it. First, spend less than you earn. This creates a surplus. Second, protect that surplus through emergency funds and insurance against catastrophic risks. Third, grow that surplus by investing it in assets that increase in value over time. How comfortable would you be if your income stopped tomorrow? How many months could you cover your expenses? This isn't about creating anxiety, it's about honestly assessing where you stand so you can make a plan to increase your security. Building financial wealth requires making peace with delayed gratification. It means being willing to say not yet to things you want now, so you can have more freedom and security later. This doesn't mean living a life of deprivation. It means being intentional about what you spend on, focusing your resources on what truly brings you joy and cutting back ruthlessly on the rest. The path to financial wealth looks different for everyone. Some people build it through entrepreneurship, creating businesses that generate ongoing income. Some build it through their careers, moving up to higher paying positions over time. Some build it through investing, letting their money work for them. Some combine all three approaches. What matters isn't which path you choose, but that you're moving forward consistently. Small amounts invested regularly grow into substantial sums over time due to compound interest. Small increases in your earning power, applied over decades, add up to significant differences in lifetime earnings. Financial wealth also includes your relationship with money. Do you view it with anxiety, always feeling like there's never enough? Do you use it as a way to avoid dealing with emotional issues? Do you let it define your self-worth? Healthy money mindsets are as important as healthy money habits. Money is a tool, not an end goal. Ask yourself what purpose your financial wealth will serve. How will it enhance your life and the lives of people you care about? When your financial decisions align with your values and support the other types of wealth, that's when money actually makes you happier. Bringing it all together. These 5 types of wealth: time, social, mental, physical, and financial work together as a system. Each one supports and enhances the others. Having financial wealth, but no time to enjoy it leaves you frustrated. Having time but poor health limits what you can do with that time. Having great health but no meaningful relationships leaves you lonely. True wealth comes from balance. Not perfect balance, that's rarely possible, but conscious balance, where you're aware of all 5 areas, and not letting any one of them completely fall apart. Start by looking at your life right now. Which type of wealth are you richest in? Which one needs the most attention? Small improvements in your weakest area can create dramatic changes in your overall quality of life. Remember, building wealth, any type of wealth, takes time. It happens through daily choices and habits that compound over years. The paths that lead to true wealth rarely offer instant gratification.